Your Excellencies, distinguished colleagues and partners, good afternoon. I address you today on behalf of UNDP, UNODC and UNESCO, the three co-facilitators of the Global Alliance. We are delighted to join this event to make the case for business as a crucial partner in building peaceful, just and inclusive societies. Allow me to thank our hosts, White & Case, and commend them for their leadership in promoting corporate social responsibility. The Global Alliance has brought together today a dynamic group of member states, companies, civil society representatives, the UN and other international organizations. Today's event demonstrates how new partnerships in the 2030 Agenda can drive the promotion of peace, justice and inclusion in our societies. The Global Alliance is a good example of this, as it brings together governments, the private sector and civil society to support member states in their reporting on building peaceful, just and inclusive societies. Our private sector partners are already contributing to Sustainable Development Goal 16. In Bhutan, for example, White & Case supported the government to set up Bhutan's first law school. LexisNexis is supporting Myanmar's constitutional development process. Deloitte supported local authorities in Jordan to respond to the refugee crisis by developing strategies to improve solid waste management and safeguard the environment. McKinsey is conducting groundbreaking research to support international efforts to advance women's rights. The private sector is also lending its support to the international system so that it can provide better support to member states. For example, through the Global Alliance, White & Case has prepared detailed analysis of voluntary national reviews in the high-level political forum to establish a baseline for reporting on SDG 16 and related targets. The RELX Group has created the SDG Resource Center, a website which draws on more than 2 million articles per day to provide free information and resources for evidence-based initiatives for the Sustainable Development Goals. And Microsoft is creating a human rights data monitor which enhances human rights protection by tracking abuses through a comprehensive data bank. National statistics offices typically collect about 40 to 60% of the data needed to report on the 2030 Agenda. Business data, such as on financial loans, water supply, or the relative number and pay of male and female staff, can strengthen national reporting to promote more just and equal societies. Businesses also have resources which can support national reporting efforts. For example, Deloitte's data visualization and analysis tools make data understandable to and usable by non-statisticians to better inform policy. RELX Group has tools to track where money is held and how it flows, enabling reporting on the Sustainable Development Goal 16.4 on reducing illicit financial flows, recovering stolen assets, and combating organized crime. These multi-stakeholder partnerships are what the United Nations General Assembly has called for to realize the 2030 Agenda. To get to that point, we must first get to know one another. We must understand how business can promote peace, justice and inclusion. We must then use that understanding to bring together governments, the private sector and civil society, the United Nations and international actors as partners in sustainable development. And we must also celebrate and showcase new initiatives. A good example of such a celebration is the Oslo-based Business for Peace Foundation, supported by the International Chamber of Commerce, the Global Compact and the United Nations Development Programme. It recognizes ethical business practices by company leaders who excel in responsible corporate governance. I commend and thank you all for the visionary leaders and partners of the Global Alliance who are willing to make this change, to step outside their comfort zones, to work with different organizations and with different cultures and perspectives. We will hear a lot more about these initiatives from the impressive panel of speakers this afternoon. The message you send through your many joint efforts is important, that by working together we can combine our distinctive strength to make a greater collective contribution to achieve a better world for all. I thank you all for your leadership and commitment and wish you all a very productive session this afternoon. Thank you.